pay to be ringside, too live. Feeling like it's game time, new ride. Cash on deck, putting up stats while I cash these checks. Game time. Game time. Suit up. It's game time. Yeah. Game time. Game time. Suit up. It's game time. Yeah. Work. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Good evening, Facebook, Instagram, social media, and whoever is watching. My name is Earl Rush, and I'd like to welcome you to the Straight Up Talk Show with Earl Rush. This evening, I have the honor and the privilege as my special guest, my best female no hanky panky friend, Cathy Freeman. She's a beautiful lady, has a heart of gold. And what Cathy does is always bring people together to have fun. I met her at a DC Salsa Meetup event back in 2005, and we have been friends ever since. And I'm glad that you guys who are tuning in have a chance to meet my friend, Cathy Freeman. So we're going to go straight to her right now. Cathy, how are you?
I am great. Happy to be here, Earl. Hello, everyone.
So I'll make it we have a little tradition we started with Frederick Salsa that whenever I have a beautiful lady on, we're going to start off with a toast. So do you have your wine with you?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
And my wine glass, courtesy of my friend Patty. Thank you. Not a day over fabulous.
Oh, crap. I didn't look at it. This is red wine. I hate red wine. But anyway, a toast to you and our friendship. Can't see. All right.
Cheers.
So we're going to get straight to the point because we're going to be watching the Latin Grammys at 8 o'clock. So we don't have a lot of time to be fooling around talking about a whole lot of silly stuff. And I know you're busy as well. And whoever's watching is busy and they want to get ready for the Latin Indie show. So we're going to get straight to it. Okay.
All right.
So where were you living when you were 5 years old, and where did you grow up?
So I lived in Howe, Texas. I was born and raised there till the age of 12. So I stayed out there until around 8th grade. So I have a miss and have still a lot of great friends and family still in Texas. So, yeah, I was there in my elementary and junior high school.
Okay, so what did you do for fun when you were a little kid? You're very feminine, but I kind of got a feeling that you maybe were possibly a tomboy when you were a little girl. Am I wrong or right? Or
no, I think you might be onto something. I certainly was a mix of both. I had brothers and a sister, so I spent a lot of time with my brothers. So yeah, a lot of tomboy. I was kind of forced into that. We fought a lot. But my main passion growing up was dancing. So most certainly, nothing formal, nothing, we grew up, I wouldn't say poor, but we didn't have that much money. My mom was a single mom of 4 kids. So we really didn't have a whole lot. We made do with what we had. And so basically, what did you have, right? You had a radio and a lot of Lisa Cole Jam, Tiffany, Debbie Gibson, and what'd you do with that, right? So you danced and you played in the streets till it was time to come home. So it was very social, loved people, cheerleader, dancing, and those were definitely my hobbies and passion.
So what made you get into cheerleading? I could see the cheerleader thing. I definitely can see that.
Well, I think in Texas, it's almost like a prerequisite, right? I think growing up, Texas, and being a cheerleader and football and baseball and any sport you can possibly imagine is pretty much the center of the universe in Texas. So it's always something, even from when you're a little kid, you seek out to be. So, so cheerleading was always on my radar, and it fit my personality. So can't say,
Right.
Yeah, and it was very athletic, so I don't care what people say. Cheerleading is definitely It's a sport.
Okay, so I know a couple of years ago you were in a kickball league. Did you play kickball when you were a little girl?
Oh, sure. Kickball, dodgeball, anything. I can't do that so much anymore because, you break a bone. It takes you 6 years to heal at this age. But when you're younger, you're fearless, right? You play in the street. You kick the can and whatever, hide and seek or whatever, game you could play outside with friends was certainly on the forefront of our minds for the day. And, and I love that. So I try to do that. I'm not athletic. I love, love, love sports. And I'll try anything, but yeah, I'm not the one winning the game for us, but that's okay. I play.
All right, well, we're not hanky panky friends, so I'm not flirting. But as far as those earrings, you better work it, girlfriend.
Heck yeah, Burlington Coat Factory, freedom, whatever.
So I've been telling. When I've been hyping you up to all my friends, I tell them you're like a party animal. When you were going to birthday parties when you were a younger kid, were you acting up even then? Were you acting up at the parties?
Listen, I've always thought I had to have a good time, right? So, when you don't have much growing up, what do you have, right? You have yourself and you have friends and you have your smile and your laughter. And these are things that no one can ever take from you. So I think from a young kid, I've always been, I've always set out to have a good time and bring people together and no drama. And, I certainly try even today to do that same thing. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So were you well behaved? Were your parents strict? Because when I was coming up, if you acted up, all my mother had to do was just look at me with a certain look, or we were growing up and I had a rose bush. She would make me go get a switch off the bush. I was a bad kid. Were you well behaved when you were a young lady?
So yes, but I also had older brothers and sisters who taught me the way. So I was until I knew I could get away with things. So probably 12 to 13 is we went from Texas, then we went to Georgia, North Carolina. My mother married a soldier in the military, so that's when our travel began. Military brats started. So then at that point, after that, we went to Germany and, being exposed to club scenes at 13 years old and, no age limit for drinking. And yeah, I pushed the limits and the boundaries as much as I absolutely could. And I tell you, I told myself I was never going to have a daughter because Lord knows what I put my mother through. But, well, we all know how that story turned out. So, so yes, I definitely pushed the boundaries, but it was only until I got older. And it was always in good fun. It was never malicious, never illegal activity, but it was certainly things that anytime that I wanted to push that envelope, I definitely would.
Okay, your boy Ruben Ricardo is in the chat room. Ruben, please, no lewd comments. Okay, Ruben, please.
Yeah, I told Ruben I was going to give him a shout out, but we'll get into that later.
Okay, so I also told people that you are very intelligent. How were your grades in grade school and junior high school?
Well, I don't think I got real intelligent or at least book smart until I started paying for it on my own in the college years. Again, I think I might have been one that would have been smart, but certainly I was more the humorous class clown, not taking things seriously, including my grades. So I think it was until later when I was like, oh, wait, I got to pay for this, that I paid attention. Right. So I think I've always been more street smart, certainly intelligent in that regard. Book smart, not so much, I think, but I can learn if I want.
So you mentioned that you used to do a lot of dancing. Did you do any hip hop when you were young?
Oh yeah, but that love for hip hop, has always been since I was younger, but I never really knew what that meant. And then I got older, being exposed again, military brat, all walks of life. I think anybody who's had any military ties can tell you that, again, it's very, very, just very diverse. And you get people, again, all walks of life that bring so many different types of dances. And I feel like that was kind of our high school was, certainly the premise was hip hop and dancing, hip hop R&B, certainly Latin dancing. And again, I didn't really know what all that meant, but you learn that all from the videos that you watch and you mimic them at home. But again, no formal training. And then to this day, I just kind of dance with what's in my heart or what's on my mind or what my body will allow me to do these days. Let's be real. But yeah, I've always had a passion for hip hop, and I'd say that was my first love.
Okay. So we were talking about cheerleading. Is it really was it treacherous when you were growing up, like they say in real life about the cheerleader competitions and things?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I was dropped off a pyramid a couple of times, and you have to do a lot of strength training and just as much as any other sport. When I got to high school, Mannheim High School, by the way, go Bison, if anyone is watching. Got to give it up for my Heim people. We were not strong. I can't say we weren't strong, but our cheerleading was more dancing, I felt like, versus more cheer.
Okay.
We got into it very rhythmic, and we just had fun with it. So yeah, my grades weren't always so good throughout high school though, so I was always wasn't always able to participate, but I always had a heart for it. So what can I say?
Okay, so we made it through high school. Where did you matriculate in college?
So I after high school moved back to Texas. I was in Germany. I graduated in Mannheim, Germany, and from there moved back to Texas for a little bit. Then moved to Arizona. I had my daughter there in 1996, and then moved on after that 97 or 97 back to Texas, and then I really love diversity, right? Having been a military brat. So I sought that out, and I was, I really wanted to raise my daughter in that diversity that I was raised in. Okay. And I love Texas, but I was really looking for a melting pot of a state. Like, where do I go from here? And then I saw DC on the map, right? The DMV area was attractive to me. I didn't know people here from Germany. So, fast forward, here we are, and I've always wanted more for myself from an education perspective. I'm a single mom, had a daughter at a young age, so I wanted to get an education because I didn't want to be one of those statistics that you hear about, like, this girl, here she is, 20 when I got pregnant, and she's not going to finish her degree. So in 2007, I got a bachelor's in business administration. And, I made it work, but it wasn't easy. It was a long time coming. So graduating high school in 93, and in 2007, graduating with a college degree, first one in the family. So I'm proud of that. So yeah, it was something important to me just from a personal journey. I had been already as a professional and had a career already implemented at the time. But again, it was something important to me to focus on and finish, for also just an example for my daughter. So,
okay. Well, it's good that you stuck with it.
Yeah, it was not cheap, but I tell you, anybody who's seeking a degree, it's not easy, but it's well worth it in the end.
Right. So I'm going to make an assumption here. Since you were so used to traveling because you're a military brat, is that where you have your passion for travel? Because you're very rarely in DC. You are always traveling somewhere. I can't hardly even catch up with you. So is that what instilled your passion for traveling, because you were traveling when you were young?
That certainly could be, because I think growing up in Texas, I think I was only really taught Texas history or, anything to have to do with Texas, which Texas is fantastic. But having had that taste of travel, being a military brat, knowing how absolutely large the world is, I couldn't imagine just sitting still and not really experiencing that for myself. So, I mean, when you travel, it just, oftentimes we feel like our problems are so big, they're so large. They're so beyond us. We'll never be able to deal with them. But then you travel and for some reason, your problems aren't so big. We are literally a speck in this world. So I really wanted to experience different cultures that I could say for myself that I saw, witnessed, and participated. So, when in Rome, do as the Romans. Everywhere I go, I'm more interested in enjoying the real true aspect of whatever, country or state I'm going to, like what the locals do versus what maybe the tourists might do. Nothing wrong with either one. But that's kind of, I believe that is probably where my thirst for travel came from.
Okay. So I want to yell again at Ruben. Ruben, I know you were just playing. I didn't mean anything by it. I know you're just playing. You guys are very good friends. I was just joking. I'm just a stick in the mud. Don't pay any attention to me. Okay. So that's where. And I would imagine that you like to travel because you like to have fun, and traveling is nothing but fun. And you love meeting people, and you're always going to meet someone different when you travel. So that's good. That's good stuff. Okay. So how long have you actually lived in the DMV area?
So I've been here 21 years. So 22 years, I guess, in this past October. And it's like a blink of an eye. Again, being a military brat and having traveled every couple of years, I figured this would just be one of those things that I'd stay here for a while. But I really wanted more stability for my daughter. So again, raising her here was important, at least staying here to where she graduates from high school. And then she graduated in June 2014. And then, I raised her to be very cultural. And then, she looked at Virginia colleges and they just didn't pique her interest in. And I really couldn't fault her for wanting to go to Miami to experience the life of just, that international feeling and that buzz. And, I didn't want her to go that far, but at the same time, I was so happy that she was able to enjoy that experience, that I didn't have that. We didn't have money growing up. So I never thought, that was just never something I ever sought out to do. But I'm happy that she did. And she graduated with honors in 2018 and has an amazing job, amazing career in Miami. And she's doing amazing.
Yeah, okay. Well, that answers that. My next question, I was going to ask, how is Bree doing? But you just answered that, okay?
Yes, Bree is great. She couldn't be on tonight because she's in church praying for me. And Lord knows I need it.
Yeah, we all pray for you, Cathy. So.
Well, thank you, G. I need it. I need it. And I pray for you all, too. So it works.
Okay. What's up, Ruben, my man, Ruben Ricardo? All right. Speaking of Ruben, you used to attend a lot of the events of his group that he had. What is the name of that group, Cathy?
So that was the DC Metro Ricans group. So it was back in the 2006 timeframe where the DCLP, the DC Latino Professionals group, and the DC Metro Ricans groups were formed. And I apologize if I don't get the exact dates, but it's around that time because we met all through the DC Salsa Meetup, which is, again, how I met Mr. Mario Salsa, and that's how I came to love and enjoy salsa. Was 2005. Started to go through a breakup in February 2006. That became solidified. Salsa has always been a passion of mine. So I was looking at groups, but also extremely nervous. I didn't have a lot of friends at the time. So I look at this meetup group, and it looked like December of 2015, December 31st, like damn near close to midnight, this group was formed. So I'm thinking, well, whoever did that at that time must have been bored himself. So, this might be the group for me. So here we are, February 2006. I joined the meetup, the Salsa Meetup. I went to E-City by myself, extremely nervous after one of my classes in college. And I said, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to do it. And as social as I am, I'm also extremely introverted. And I'm very shy, believe it or not. So I'm like, I'm just going to step out of my comfort zone and I'm going to go. And then I went in and I met Mario and I met a few others. And that's kind of where my journey took me. And then before you know it, I'm organizing the group with Mario. And here we are now, fast forward to the next year. I meet Ruben and I meet Jose Rivas, and they both have their, well, not at the time, I don't think either one of them had their groups, but, well, excuse me, I know that the DCLP group wasn't formed quite yet. And then here I met Ruben. We did a lot of events together with our groups, the same with Jose. And then, it's funny, you look back, I mean, that was literally 13, 14 years ago. And, I love the fact that we've all still remained friends. We all still grow together. Our families all know each other, and we still continue to maintain that friendship. And I got to say, that's the way it is with so many of the people I met through the meetup and through dance and through these cultural groups, that I, to this day, am very strong, have strong relationships with.
Right. Speaking of Jose Rivas, we used to hang out a lot, but when he moved to New York, I haven't heard that much from him. But every time that we would meet, go out in DC, he would always buy me a drink. I loved him. How is he doing?
He is great. Actually, he couldn't make it tonight because he has a Christmas party with his New York Latino professionals group. Okay. So he has one there. He moved to New York a couple years ago, actually many years ago. And so he still maintains the DCLP and New York Latino professional groups, obviously virtual right now. So right now he's having that holiday party, I believe it's a holiday party with them now. So he couldn't make it tonight, but he would have. And he's doing great. He's amazing girlfriend, and he's got a little baby, Emilio, which is little baby Jefe. So cute. I want to say he's 7 months, and I apologize if I got that wrong. I can't count right now, but yep. So he's 7 months old, and so he's doing the dad gig, and super happy.
Okay. So,
and with Ruben, he's doing the same thing. So he's also just had a baby, him and Elisa, and little Isabella is almost 4 months old.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Ruben would buy me drinks too. I like him too. I like anybody that buys me drinks because drinks are expensive. Anyway, so
well, I'll get you a drink.
So I used to. The DC Salsa Meetup is one of the meetups that grew very large membership, more than most of the other meetups. And I think people started meetups after seeing the DC Salsa Meetup originate, because you guys it has grown from 10 members to 7,000 members, But I attribute the DC Salsa Meetup success to you, Mario, Liz Strom, and Liz Cruz. But you guys would always go out and greet everybody at the door and dance with everybody. And you guys were kind of like matchmakers, by the way, because you would introduce people to each other, And so I love the DC Salsa Meetup. I tell people about the time where Lee and I would always try to get you guys to have parties at our events because you guys brought so many people. We would be fighting over, who the DC Salsa Meetup was going to have their events at. But you and Liz Strom, you guys were pretty diplomatic and would spread it out. You say, look, Lee, we just did your party. We got to do Earl's this week. Or Earl, we just did your party. We got to do Lee's or Michelle Reyes. So you guys were very diplomatic in that. And I commend you on that.
Well, thank you, because we did try to spread the love to everybody, because again, we didn't do this for money. We didn't do this for any notoriety. We did it for the pure love of salsa. And you ask any one of us, we all came to the group for different reasons, and sometimes very personal. And it was that therapy that we all needed and wanted to grow, and we absolutely loved. And it was all through the love of dance and salsa.
So is that where you met Liz Strom and Mario and Liz Cruz through the meetup?
That's how I met all of them. Yes.
Wow.
Yep. So there's, so many. I would say most of my friends today, one way or another, stem from those particular cultural groups. And I'm thankful for them, because I think meetup, it's what we really needed at that time. To bring people together. In the DMV area, I think everyone can attest to the fact it's very hard to meet people. So,
yeah. So I don't want to make any assumptions. Just because you lived here doesn't mean you like it. But do you like the DMV area? Do you like living in the DMV area?
Listen, I am an empty nester since 2014. So if I wanted to be anywhere, I could. I can work remote. I don't need to be here. But it's funny, every time I think about leaving this area, I think of all the great things this area has to offer at any given night of the week. Granted, given COVID, but any time of the week, normally there's something to do. And it's just, you don't even really, for someone who loves travel, you don't even need to travel that far to feel like you're in another country. So yeah, listen, I have a love for a lot of places in the United States and international, but this is definitely what I consider home, and I love it.
Okay, all right. So you told me you never took any formal classes or anything. You just kind of watched people. You were athletic, and you're a very good dancer. And you have to deal with the stereotype because a lot of people see you dance and they say, "Wow, that white girl, she must have some black in her because she dances on rhythm." But you just happen to be
0.2% according to my 23andMe. So maybe a little bit.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. Now you dance everything pretty well, but and I'll tell everybody, your best dance that you do well is the cha-cha-cha. How did that come about? How is it that you dance cha-cha-cha so well?
Oh, it's so smooth. It's such a smooth dance. It's like drinking a fine wine or sipping that really strong, robust coffee or smoking on that cigar, right? Like it's that flavor you feel when you're doing it, the movement, nothing wrong. I mean, that's not to be said, across the board. I love all Latin dances. I'm not good at it. Again, it's back to my sports. I'm not good at it all, but I love to participate. But something about cha-cha, and you're, obviously my favorite cha-cha dancer. Because we're both on the floor and we're feeling it and we're doing our styling moves to whatever we interpret the dance to be at the time. I absolutely love it. I do.
Yeah, I love cha-cha-cha as well. I don't do it as well as I would like to, but I do love it. But I always have fun when you and I dance cha-cha-cha.
Yes, it's very smooth.
That's for sure. Okay. So what I want to know is, you guys organized all kinds of parties at the meetup. What made you guys have a picnic? You guys had a picnic one year, and it was just totally off the chain. Who came up with that idea? Was it you, Liz Strom, Liz Cruz? Came up with you, okay?
Well, a lot of it is just, again, me being just a natural, love to bring people together. It's like, how can we bring people together on a budget, right? And how can we bring people together that they'll enjoy? But don't get me wrong, we did those picnics every year, and we would charge at the door very little, right, just to cover the cost of the food and the drink or whatever. But every year we were at the mercy of the weather, because as Andre 3000 and Outkast said, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you cannot predict the weather. So each year we were on pins and needles. A little worried about how that was going to go, but each year we were blessed with beautiful weather and such a great turnout. And it's, people want to do that. And that's one thing I feel like my strength is organizing, right? And I'm like, why not? Right? I feel like that is my calling, one of my callings, to bring people together. So I love it.
So when did you first start wanting to bring people together? Because you do a great job. I mean, you set up concerts, you tell people to come to concerts, they come, and you set up all kinds of events. So when did you start wanting to be an organizer?
Well, again, I think it's just been something very natural for me. I love people. I think it's, people are in general, they want to do things. They just don't always have the means to do it.
Okay. So I can't see that well, Cathy. Which one of your friends just dropped in?
That's Miss Ruthie. That's Ruth.
Is that Ruth?
Yeah.
That's our Ruthie.
How are you?
I think Ruth is a DJ now. Doesn't she DJ?
Yes, she does.
I do.
Look at her with that fuzzy boa. I love it. Her furry bow.
How are you doing, Ruth?
Good. How are you, Earl?
I'm doing. The gang is starting.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on? What?
The gang is starting to come in.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
I can't see Cathy. Who is that?
That is Miriam
Hey, Earl.
and Charles.
Miriam, how are you? Charles, how you doing, brother? Good.
So we're getting ready now. It's a party.
Oh, it's a party now. It's a party now.
So I know you wanted to wrap up, Earl, so I will let you dictate where we go from here.
Oh no. We can't. I knew you were going to bring some crazy people on. That's why I asked you to be on the show.
Absolutely. Listen,
Okay.
and look at the diversity you see here too. I just love it. I love that even though near and far you got Ruthie, you're in Jersey, right?
Yes.
So you're in New Jersey. We got the Maryland crew. We got the DC. We got Virginia. We come from near and far.
Wow. Okay.
And
So-
everybody's here dressed to impress.
Yep.
Because this is the pre-Latin Grammy Award show.
That's right. Exactly. And everyone's like, Cathy, what do you know about Latin Grammys? I'm like, not a damn thing. That's why it's the pre-Latin Grammy. I'm not the Latin Grammy.
So, Ruth, do you dance kizomba as well?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I do a little bit. I do a little bit of kizomba. I try to be flexible. I would love to hear you DJ up there, though. I got to ask about you, see what my sources say about your skills.
Yeah, Roland will tell you. I DJ for him actually.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I DJ his event when his Wednesday events at Brazil's.
Oh. Okay. I
Once
didn't know.
a month he runs a Kizomba event, so that's where I DJ.
Okay.
Kizomba, bachata, Brazilian zouk, which I don't know, but Brazilian zouk.
So
Well,
how did you?
Earl, I see another interview coming on in your future with Miss Ruthie.
Well, it's possible. It's possible. You know, I did kizomba. I'm not a big kizomba zealot, though. You know,
Okay.
only because I can't do it the way I want to do it.
I have to say though, I mean, I do not want to burn any salsa people. It's a very salsa dancer attitude that they don't care about kizomba.
All right, now wait a minute.
No, really.
Let's
Because I'm from the salsa scene. I know a lot of salsa people, but when I say the word kizomba, I can see their faces just go.
They're like my condolences. I'm sorry. Oh, what's up? Happy birthday, Christina.
It's our birthday! Happy birthday! Attitude.
There's Renzo.
There's the real DJ.
Wait a minute. Is that Renzo?
That's Renzo.
Yeah, the salsa scene. I know a lot of salsa people.
Hi, Renzo.
When I say the word kizomba, I can see their faces just go.
Like my condolences. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Christina.
It's our birthday!
Okay, guys.
There's somebody that I can't see. There's the real DJ.
Listen up. Listen up.
Salsa scene. I know a lot of salsa people.
Okay, Earl, sorry, you have the floor.
Okay, guys. I'm so excited you guys.
It's our birthday!
Okay, guys.
Having a party.
All right.
I think it's looping. I don't even know what that means. Oh, you know what? If somebody has their Facebook on, that's why it's doing this. You want to turn it on.
Guys, listen up.
Okay.
It's our birthday! Having a party.
All right, hold on.
It's looping.
Hold on.
I don't even know what that means. Does anyone have their Facebook on? Okay.
Yeah.
I think, wow, that sounds like my head in the morning
I was gonna say,
sometimes.
it's not just the voices in my head. Like everybody
Yeah.
heard that, right?
Okay.
I heard
guys.
my name like 50 times.
Okay, guys, you cannot have your Facebook on so you can see yourself. You see yourself every day. I'm glad that you guys came on, but it's too much pandemonium right now. You guys got to listen, and when I address you, you can talk, because right now it's a bunch of crap going on, and people are going to turn off because it's madness, okay? I know you're excited to see Cathy and Renzo and Ruth and everybody, but we got to be cool because if it gets crazy, I will just cut you guys out. Okay.
We're all in trouble.
All right. Okay. So,
So,
Cathy,
Earl, yes.
go ahead.
No, I was didn't know if we wanted to touch on the point of who everybody is.
Yeah, you introduce your gang because you always got a gang with you.
Yes, and I want to give note to those that dressed up. Thank you. It's the pre-Latin Grammy Awards party right now. I'm excited about that. So, which I have nothing to do with, but it was just a gimmick, and Earl can appreciate that. That's what we do. We just say, look, it's a pre-Latin Grammy party. It has nothing to do with me, but you should come. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for coming. First, I'll introduce my lovely roommate who got ready for the occasion. She's the one that's going to give out the trophies at the award. Look how beautiful she looks. So Connie and I met about 4 years ago at one of the New Year's parties at the hotel, Earl. So
Okay.
super fun, and she's been my roommate for the last year, so she's my girl. You got Ruthie, who I've known for 14 years now, since the Salsa Meetup started. She's so near and dear to my heart, so I love the fact that I'm just like, Ruthie, you should just jump on. And she's like, hell yeah, I'll be there with furry balls on. And look, she has furry balls on. And I love that.
That's the balls joke.
And check that out. And then we have Miss Miriam Perez here, which I've known for quite a while. I've met through there she is with her feather boa on, through the DC Latino professional group. And again, the cultural groups that I mentioned earlier. And I love that she's always down for a party. Her, Christina, and I, we celebrate our birthdays every year together because we are all Leos, all on the same day, August 16th. So I love that we do have those opportunities to celebrate. You got my man Charles looking like Slash over there with no hair. Appreciate that. This is Charles. He and I went. He's Pitbull underneath, so that's later on. Look at you. Mr. 202 now because he lives in DC. But this is Charles, and he obviously came dressed for the occasion. He is my high school friend from Germany 30 years ago.
Wow.
And to be honest, if I show you a picture from now and then, the only thing different is, well, he had less nose hair back then, but but it's cool. I'm glad he could join today. You got my girl Christina. Again, I've met her through these cultural groups, through Claudio and Nicole, going to those events at their house and all throughout. So again, love this girl. We went to Indonesia last year. I love that she has that same thirst for travel and dance and craziness that I do. So I'm so glad that you made it. And Eric, what's up, boy? Actually, Eric and I have never formally met, but I tell you, I have heard so many great things about you. And I want to thank you in advance for all the salsa lessons you're going to give me. Christina promised. So, and you got my cousin Renzo over here, which that's my boy. So I love him. He's like my brother cousin. We're from the South, so we can say that. We I think, our mom and dad were brothers and sisters, so and here we are. So he's, again, as people know in the area, he's a big DJ, big dancer, and also love the commentary on his pages. I tell you, I'm one of those silent readers, but damn is all I gotta say. Yeah. Damn. So don't let this act fool you. This guy, he's deep. And let me just tell you, going back to you, Earl, we didn't really talk about how we met, but here we are, 2006, February at Caribbean Breeze, and here we are walking in, and this guy's at the door, and he's animated and a little bit scary because he's like, "Come on in!" And I, again, very, very, very new to the salsa scene, but he was like, "Who's this girl? Who these people saying they know people at the door?" I don't know, DC Salsa Meetup. You can't get fined. That's $10. And then, well, as we all know, the rest is history. I think we all have an Earl story, to be honest. And that's why we're all laughing hard, because we all have it. And I wish Carolyn was on. I actually don't know where she's at, but Carolyn, she's taken the reign from Earl and been that bouncer, security guard. And I love her for that. So these are the people. These are my people. I love you all. We don't see each other, talk to each other every day, but I love that you're all here, present, and then ready to represent. So here we are.
Well, is that Eric Santana?
Hey, what up,
What's
Go?
up, Eric? Now, excellent salsa instructor and performer. I can't see where for I think I'm legally blind.
Listen, that's why you called me beautiful earlier. I'll take it. Whatever.
I think that's why I can't post something on Facebook when I was misspelled error because I can't see. That's what I think was going on. But anyway, you must be special if you got DJ Renzo taking time out of his schedule because he's got like 6 talk shows and he's always busy playing DJ. So for him to take 5 minutes out for you, that must mean you're something special to him.
That's my cousin right there.
That's my boy.
Renzo, when is your next show? When is your next relationship show?
Probably on Sunday, I think. I'm a little indecisive whether I'm kind of feeling, what's the word? I'm feeling uninspired lately and just kind of sitting around digging through music. But it's supposed to be Sunday and it's going to be about online dating.
Okay.
Yep, and I want Cathy to get on there because I know Cathy. You got some experience with that online dating. Talk to me.
Testify, yes. Sadly, yes. I do, and I can't wait. I can't wait to educate the people. It's a public service announcement. Just jump on. I got your answers.
So Cathy, you were in the salsa scene at the golden era down in Zanzibar. Tell the viewers about your experiences at Zanzibar.
Oh my God, Zanzibar, that was such a great time, right? Great DJs, great dancers, Eileen Torres, Earl Rush. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I tell you, I was thankful. That's actually, again, what you would consider the golden era. That's when I came in. I was very inspired, also very, very intimidated. I was like, I got to bring a towel and change my shoe. What is this all about? And why doesn't my shoe work? And what do you mean it matters about what floor we're on, right? Because I have my flip-flops, right? So, but yes, it was a beautiful thing. I love Zanzibar when it was the salsa days. I also love Zanzibar when it was the hip-hop days. I mean, and then also a good brunch. So I did love my Zanzibar days.
Okay. That sounds
a lot of great performances, a lot of amazing, talented artists that came in. Oh my gosh. And then H2O was down the street. Oh my God. And he had all that great stuff. Boy, has this area changed today, right?
So you also organize these crazy events like at Wolf Trap. What made you invite people to come out to Wolf Trap and you got to sit out on the lawn and stuff?
Well, I will say, listen, Wolf Trap, we're all on a budget, right? So when you can get a $35 ticket to watch some sort of somebody, right? Salsa or even 80s or whatever. We were going to see Pitbull this year, and you can watch him for $35 on the lawn while bringing your own food and drink. It's a no-brainer, right? So I'm always looking out for budgeted events for us all to get together. Plus, listen, we're all able to go. We're all able to sit together. We're all able to dance together, enjoy that time. So, yeah, I think, think about it. Concerts. I think if anybody's been to one, you spend like $100 before you even walked in the door. You're spending, $10, $20 on a drink these days. It's insane. So, I was a big advocate of Wolf Trap. So I'm looking forward to going back. Hopefully it's soon.
So how did you meet Christina?
So I met her on Match.com. Oh, sorry. I'm going to save that for Sunday for Renzo's show.
It was the first time.
Yes. She wouldn't put out, whatever. Anyway, so I met Christina.
She made me pay. You made me pay.
There you go. So I've met her through Claudio and Nicole, I believe, primarily going to his to their birthdays or events at their house in Maryland. And God, I just love her spirit, her energy. She's just so infectious. And I was like, God, this girl reminds me of me. No, just kidding. But
wait. Don't say infectious during COVID times.
That's what I'm saying. I don't say that anymore. I say, get off it, Eric, run. No, but and I just loved it, and I'm like, God, I think when people like that they're so joyous and they have a smile and you want to be around that. I mean, she's definitely that, and we got to travel last year, her and I by herself, and I don't normally travel alone with people. I don't, I always like, hey, what 85 of my friends want to go somewhere, you know? I mean, so for us to be able to go, we had the best time. One of my favorite all-time trips of all time. We travel so well together. I just love her. I adore her.
Okay.
I love you too.
Speaking of travel, Cathy, you've been on several Stuck on Salsa cruises and Stuck on Salsa getaways. And one of our favorite trips was when we went to Mexico. And I want to ask you, where in the hell is Liz Friday?
Yeah, if she's listening or if there's been a sighting, call 703. I actually, I wish I knew. Like, you know, we try to find her on Facebook. I mean, I know she's around. She's just, you know, some people need time. In her case, 10 years, whatever it is. But, you know, I think some people do withdraw, and nothing's wrong with that. But yeah, you know, she was fun. She still is somewhere, just not around us.
Okay. All right. So this interview is about you. I'm trying to find out different things about you. Do you cook at all?
Does microwave count?
No.
Because I am a sick microwave. But I will tell you, I got an air fryer this year, and that is pretty awesome.
Okay.
Love my air fryer. So no, you know, I'm not a big foodie. Christina and I, when we traveled, she ate all my food because she is a foodie. I'm more of a eat to survive. So kind of that's all I really will say about that. I do love to cook breakfast. Anyone that stays over, I have a house full of people on Saturday, Sunday mornings. That's the way I grew up in Texas. You just had a fat breakfast and a huge spread, and I love that. But I myself, I don't eat a lot like that.
Okay. So,
oh my God, look at so Earl, you can't see this, but Renzo is showing up a magazine from 2000. No, it was 1980, I think. That's what it feels like.
That was the other Liz.
Yeah.
I was a reporter for Renzo's magazine, The Scene. You remember that, Earl?
Yeah, that was an excellent magazine. I was mad at Lorenzo because I wasn't in the first issue because you know I'm petty. So he put me in the second magazine, and then I made up with him. We were okay after that, you know. So
that's my boy.
That was a good magazine for sure. That was definitely a good magazine. For sure.
You know, Renzo, I was cleaning my garage this past weekend, and I found the one where Luz and Shaka was on the front.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the second edition, right?
Yeah, that was the second one.
Yeah, that was. I was wow. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I wasn't on the front, so I didn't care. But I'm just kidding.
And so I know you organize events. I just want to know, how do you get people to let you have parties over their houses where you bring in 50, 60, 70 people? Because you'll have a party over somebody's house in a minute.
Let's ask Charles. Charles, what's up? Why do you let me have parties at your house?
Because I have no choice.
Because what?
Because I have no choice.
That's correct. Listen, that's not true. You have a good time. But you know what? Again, like I get back to the same point, Earl. People want to do events. They just don't know. You know, I will tell you, a long time ago, I found out that is one of my strengths and my powers, right? I think we all have them. It's important to know what they are. And mine are just, again, bringing people together and like, hey, what do you think of this, right? And everybody, I feel like in the end, anytime we have parties at someone's house, are grateful for the opportunity to do it. And it's not like I just go over and take over. Okay, maybe it is. Don't laugh, Charles. I bring, we bring our food, our drink. We make sure the host and the owner of whoever the house is taken care of. Good times, right?
So where does Charles, where do you live?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. No, I've never been to one of those. I guess Cathy forgot to invite me to one of those parties.
Well, listen, he just moved there this year, and it was through all the COVID events. I mean, so our events are really not 70, 80 people. They're really small because we can. But as soon as this damn thing is all over, sorry about it. Sorry in advance, Charles. If you can't make it, it's okay. If you think the neighbor doesn't like us, the neighbors know us there, and we're only been a few people.
Okay.
That's right.
So One of your friends out in Maryland somewhere used to have a backyard party out there. What part of Maryland, Lord? I can't even remember.
That was Durwood area.
Yeah. Those were good parties. The food was
Those
good.
were fun. Yeah.
Good out there. So I can't talk to Cathy Freeman and not bring up my man, Mario Salsa. How is he doing?
Mario is doing so great. He is booed up. And his girlfriend is amazing. Her name is Helen. And they live very close to me, like 5 minutes. But again, with COVID, we haven't got to see each other a whole lot. Throughout the summer, we saw each other more. But he's doing so happy. He's almost finishing his degree, bachelor's in accounting, I want to say. I might have made that up, but it sounds about right. Some about numbers. And but he's doing super, super duper good. Work is great. Awesome roommate, awesome girlfriend. I'm just so happy for him. His kids, he's got 3 of them. One's in the Army. The oldest is in the Army. He has a daughter that's graduated high school a couple years ago, and then one not too far away, I think high school.
Okay. So I assume you met Lorenzo through the meetup group.
I met him on, farmersonly.com, I think. That's a dating site for those that don't know. No, I met Renzo through these again. I say the cultural groups as well, Salsa Meetup. I don't know specifically, but.
It was Lima. It was at Lima.
Oh.
Okay, Lima, when you were DJing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I know it's, gosh, remember those days, Earl? Monday night. God, that was fun.
Yeah,
Great times.
Yeah, we used to have salsa classes, and we had open bar from like 9 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
So
but it was only for the women.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you how many guys will come in and try to talk to a girl just because they're like, whatever, get off. Oh wait, what are you guys showing? Oh, is that?
Looks like a sombrero. Is that a sombrero?
Yes, I'm in a sombrero, but this is because Charles for Halloween made a porta potty as his outfit, as his costume. You know what? I should have brought that out because I have that at my house. But the party John. That's funny.
Next time.
I'll send you pictures of that. That was a great costume.
You said that's Miriam beside you?
That's Miriam Perez right there in the flesh.
What's happening? How you doing, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so good. I wish it was 2 of me, Miriam. So when this COVID is over, Cathy, and I've been trying to tell Lorenzo for a couple of years, and I know you don't have any interest of being a promoter, but when this COVID is over, you, Lorenzo, and I are going to have a big 70s party somewhere for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about it.
And
I'm all about being an active and willing participant. I just hate promoting.
She'll bring
and if you don't want to take any money from it, Lorenzo and I will split your cut.
I appreciate that. Only good friends would do that. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we're gonna have it at Charles's house. Thanks, Char.
Cathy, you have a diverse. You like a lot of different types of music. So sometimes when you invite me out to Foxtrot, I don't go. I mean, you do the R&B band, you do Earth, Wind, Fire, but you like those stupid rock bands too.
I am very eclectic in nature, right? I love it. I love my rock. I love my 80s. I love my hip hop. Charles loved the Bobby Brown concert we went to last year. I'm still mad at him about that. But I absolutely love just fun, good energy. We saw the B-52s there. They're like 70-something years old on the stage dancing. That's what it's about. I mean, life is really not an age. It really is about how you see the world. And if you hang around with older-minded people, you're just going to be that way. And I choose not to be. That's why I'm still 30 again.
So I don't like to make an ass out of myself. So I'm going to assume you met Ruth through the meetup as well.
I did. My Ruthie. I met her through the meetups, and let me tell you, this girl has never. If you ever want real talk, Ruth is the person to go to. I can't remember. I can't even tell you how many times I'd go to Ruthie. And she would visibly roll her eyes at me and go like, "Oh my God, I'm so tired of you." And my best advice that I'd ever received from her was when I was like, why does this keep happening? And she's like, "Oh my God, what would you tell somebody else if they were in the same predicament?" And I was like, "I would tell them to run." And she's like, "Then for God's sake, do it." And I was like, "God, you're such a bitch," but she's right. She was so
I remember that. I remember
Ruthie
that.
does not even beat around the bush. She will tell you straight up, and everyone needs that friend in the corner. Be careful what you ask for, though, because she will tell you. And I love her for that. That's my girl.
Well,
I remember that conversation. Oh my God.
Oh my God, you're probably still haunted by it. You're like, "Oh God, Cathy." I was like, "Why are you so mean?" Anyway, I love her, and she's got an amazing son named Levi, who's damn near, I can't even believe he's, what, 14, 15? Or
He's
he's
15.
13.
He's 15, 6'3", you know.
Yeah, good looking kid, man. And yeah, there's a lot of deep and depth to Ruthie. That's what I love about her. Straight up.
Thank you.
well, you lead a very exciting life. You travel, and Lord knows you have an abundance of crazy and nice, good friends. So I would imagine you look forward to waking up in the morning.
Well, yeah. It just depends on the time, right? Like, I'm not a big 5 in the morning, but yeah, I do like to get up early, and I like to get up and enjoy the day. But don't get me wrong. Listen, it's not always unicorns and rainbows, and I want to make sure that's clear. I think a lot of people, I was just talking to Connie about that. So many people, especially now, I think it's important to check in with your friends, because so many people, I got a friend today that reached out and said, "Look, I know you're strong, but I'm just checking on you." And I was like, you know what? That means so much, because actually I'm strong, but we all have moments of weakness. We all have things that we struggle with, and life is not perfect. Actually, it's anything but, right? But it's about building community and strengthening with each other, because life is not hard. It's not easy, but it should be joyous. It should be something that every day we thank God to be a part of and that we're grateful for.
Can I say something now?
Absolutely. Go, Ruthie.
You say something. You say something when I say you can say something.
I think that's weird. But
You can say
Earl, I'm
something.
about to say something, Earl.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. So I actually joined the salsa scene when I was going through a really rough time in my life, and I have to say it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And meeting Cathy has changed so much in my life. When her personality, like you always think that your front should be perfect, especially in the social media age where everyone's posting their perfection online. You think your life has to completely match that, but Cathy was like, yes, we have our bad moments, we have our ugly moments. So that's what changed for me, is to be okay with having those moments and living with our negatives or our bad things, but still every day waking up and looking for the positive in life. That was one of the best changes, which is why I usually wouldn't say yes this quick, and Cathy knows it. But Cathy, I didn't even
I love it.
I was like, okay.
Ruthie said she put on makeup for tonight. She's been listen, I'm grateful.
Okay. So, Charles, what is the craziest party you've ever been to with Cathy?
Charles, be careful. Listen, don't tell it. There's something that it's been like a statute of limitations we don't have to talk about. But
the roller skating party. Do you remember?
The what?
The roller skating party at Ocean Drive. Do you remember?
Oh my God! Well, it wasn't a roller skating party till I turned it into a roller skating party.
It was like two people had come with roller skates for the 70s or something like that. Yep, you and Angela, I think.
Yeah, it's right. That's right. But this is why I have knee problems, because I shouldn't be on skates.
Okay.
Go ahead, Charles. Sorry.
So, Cathy, I've known you since 2005. This is 2020. That'd be 15 years. And you have not aged a bit. Do you work out? How do you keep
You said Botox wrong, but something like that. Yeah. I do walk. I find some source of exercise every day. It's important for our health, because again, it's unfortunate that Well, at our age, right? And I speak for, I think, a lot of those on the call. I know Christina is the baby of the group here, but you know, when you get older and you do have your peers and friends die, and they're your age, and it forces you to really review your own mortality, right? So it's really important for us to take care of ourselves and be healthy. So every day I try to watch what I eat, and then, you know, again, try to exercise and stay active in one way or another.
Well, you're doing a hell of a job. Ruth, Carolyn Rivera says she loves you too, baby. Not she
Why
loves
isn't
you.
Carolyn
Why isn't she on? Like, that's what I asked her.
She probably has something else she has to do, and we don't need any more people on right now because it's too much for me to keep up with you all anyway. All y'all are crazy, you know. So it's all good. But she wanted me to say that she loves you, so that's good.
Oh, I love her too. Carolyn has been such a joy, like my big sister, and for 2007 is when I met her, and I was at her son's 26th birthday last night, and I've watched, you know, I've raised him, and by birthday I mean small little intimate dinner, less than 10.
Okay.
Put that out there for yes.
I remember the first day I met Zach. I remember the first day, and he was like 12. I remember the first time I met Brianna too. She was 12.
And they're babies. And last night we're with Everett's son Justin and Zach's little boy Sylvia, and Zach's little girl, and then they have another one on the way.
Oh, really? Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But again, we all stay the same age because there's really no need to age beyond this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you shoot pool, Cathy? Do you shoot pool?
Do I shoot pool?
Yeah.
Yes and no. It's one of those things that if it's there, I'll do it. I had a pool table at one point. But no, I do enjoy pool, but it's one of those things, if it's there, I'll do it. And again, back to the athlete comment. I enjoy it, but I'm not going to win any competitions. So I stay in my lane.
All right. I know you partake in the spirits. What is your favorite drink?
I thank you, the Holy Spirits. Thank you very much. Well, I will say, and I think everyone on the call, we could all say it together, my favorite beer or drink of choice, Corona. And I don't know that that's frowned upon to say that right now, but again, the beer itself, Corona. And I do enjoy beer. I grew up in Germany. So over there, that's just something that you learn to drink on, you know, you enjoy. It's not meant to pound and get super drunk over. I missed that memo a couple of times, but nonetheless, I've definitely enjoyed it. I do enjoy wine, like fine wines. I know you don't like red wine, Earl, but I do like Cabernet Sauvignon. That's my wine of choice. But I think that's really it. My focus is not the drink. I think my focus is really just enjoying ourselves. I mean, Christina came to the house like last month, and her and I didn't drink while we watched Connie enjoy some spirits. And
just a bottle or two.
And we had the best night ever. For about 8 hours, Connie got drunk, and we just played with her face, and we did fun stuff. Yeah, I know you're making a very confusing face, but she let us draw on her face and make videos, and it was fun. So to me, again,
I was told it was a lot of fun.
All right. So
we have great pictures to prove it.
Beautiful. So I'm going to ask you something, Connie.
Hey guys, I got to drop out real quick.
Okay.
Like I got to work.
Bye, Eric.
Hey guys.
Bye, Christina.
Bye.
Bye, Miriam. Bye, Charles. I love you guys. Go Latin Grammys.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, I'll see you guys. Bye.
Renzo's gone too?
How do I?
Okay, so wait, Earl, I think was going to wrap up, but
No, not wrap up. I was going to ask Connie. Do you know who I am, Connie?
I do know who you are. We've met a few times.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just asking. Because I always ask people that.
Yeah, no, we
Booted me, man.
a couple different events.
I was like, where did my cousin go? He just left.
Earl booted me, man.
Did you ghost me, Renzo? You ghosted me.
No, man, it wasn't me.
Look.
Again, that's the dating show.
Right, but Renzo put on his site this week. He was like, "What is ghosting?" And I was like,
I
"Oh
missed that
Lord!"
one.
And micro cheating. That's going to be
Yeah.
a topic of conversation as well. Oh, we're going deep.
All right. Yeah, we're about ready to wrap this up, Cathy, because I've gone past my time limit. But I want to thank you so much, Pookie, for taking the time out, spending time, not traveling, and staying here and coming on to the show. And I want to thank all the other Ruth and Renzo and Connie for coming on the show. We had a great time. Cathy, thank you so much. I can't wait till COVID is over so we can get together and do a cha-cha-cha.
Absolutely, I can't. Until then, we can do virtual when you're ready. So virtual cha-cha-cha, that'd be fun.
No, that doesn't do it for me.
He says no.
I love you guys, Earl. It's been such a pleasure and such an honor to be a part of it. I'm usually the one on the other side interviewing somebody else, so this has been a fun treat. So thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you,
thank you everybody for joining, especially kind of last minute. So I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you for asking me. This was fun.
Course.
It was great to see you again.
You too. I love you, Ruthie, and I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll be on the dating a podcast with Renzo here. You got to tune in on Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tune in.
Speaking of dating, I wanted to do a dating game show because you can always remove people. But I was thinking, what's going to stop one of their friends from texting them and say, "Oh man, number 2 is the fine girl. That's who you got to pick." There's no way you can have any security over that.
That's true.
Yeah, but listen, let me just tell you right now, fine girls and fine guys don't mean you are free of crazy. So go ahead and pick that girl.
That's for sure.
Let me tell you that again. That means not a damn thing. Sometimes Shrek might be the one you need to go for.
That's why I love Cathy.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I learned from you, Ruthie. Be direct. Tell it like it is.
I got you. Well, Cathy, we're going to wrap this up. Again, thank you so much, Renzo, Ruth, Connie, for coming on. Thank you so much. And we're going to end this now.
Okay. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.
See you later.